Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the program. My name is Friday Adiku, your host. This is Football Classic, and I have Messi Ekpo with me in the studio. Messi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm glad to be back, although George covered for me last week, but I'm glad to be back to help out a friend.
And you did well.
Yes.
Today we're going to look at Spanish League, Real Madrid and Barcelona.
And take everybody through the memory lane,
Yes.
how they've performed in the last 5 years, number of goals they've scored, and number of goals they've conceded.
And the number of titles.
And the number of titles they've won. So we'll just highlights on the most vital points of La Liga season.
Today we're starting with Barcelona.
Barcelona, the defending champion, won in 2001 the recently concluded season, although they played a friendly match on their Asia tour and won, which is a good start for them as compared to Chelsea, defending champion for English Premier League. Have lost 5 friendly matches, which is not very good, but we hope that Barcelona can sustain that winning. But this is their 20th time of winning La Liga league for the 20th time, while Real Madrid have won for 31 times. I'm sure they are trying to contend to get to that par. In English Premier League, we have 4 defending champions. We have 4 strong teams. But in La Liga, you have only 2 strong teams, which is Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Others are contenders.
And they are just coming behind. Sometimes they get relegated and they pick up their momentum and try to win. Although Atletico Madrid have won 9 times, and just another
Atletico Bilbao.
And Bilbao have won 8 times. I'll just quickly take you through a bit of the total number of goals that was scored in the recently concluded season was 1,031 goals. 1,000 as compared to 2009, we had 1,101 goals. That's less. How many number of goals? So what was responsible for them not being able to score more goals this season?
It may be ineffective of the strikers.
All that we'll just be able to highlight on as we progress on the show. But very fascinating thing I need to take your mind to Friday, which is very important. Barcelona, in total for the last 5 years, from 2006 to 2010, they've been able to score total number of goals of 437 goals. But Real Madrid have scored 405 goals. So you see why they are still defending champion. This is their total log for the entire 5 seasons that I've recorded for you. Barcelona has scored goals for, which is 437 goals, while Real Madrid has scored goals for 405 goals. But as the goals against, to tell you who is the strongest in terms of defending, Barcelona has conceded 203 goals.
They don't have good defense,
which is very weak, and that's what they need to watch out for this season, considering that they're trying to sign up Mourinho.
Real Madrid,
sorry.
They are still keeping their coach.
They are still keeping their Pep Guardiola. They've conceded. Barcelona has scored 203 goals, while Real Madrid have scored 170 goals. Conceded 170 goals against. So you now see that Real defense is very strong. They are in shape, they are in form. They don't allow goals to go into their net, and which is good for them. But last year, the goals that they scored, the total number of goals that Barcelona scored in last in 2010 in this recently concluded season of La Liga season is 98 goals for, while Real Madrid had 102 goals. So you see, they did very well, but it was the final leg that really knocked them out, and they fought for that particular title. They fought hard for it.
Yes.
And considering that Barcelona has won it back to back and giving them a good edge, but can they sustain it?
That is the question.
They need to work on their defense. It shows that their defense is very weak. They need to work on their defense to be able to put Real Madrid in check. Else, Real Madrid will be winning the 32nd time.
Okay, keeping their players intact and their coach, will it be to their advantage?
I'll let you take that, because I've dealt with all the analysis. But would it be Friday? Would it really be to their advantage? Would it be to their disadvantage? All of this is still early to speculate. It's very early. But as the season progresses, We'll see the performance of the players. We'll see how they attack. We'll see how they defend. We'll see what the midfield is like, and to know how far they will go. It's still early. But although Barcelona, the defending champion, have won their friendly match on their Asia tour, which is good sign for them. So it looks like they might be able to maintain that momentum, or they fall behind, letting Real Madrid win for the 32nd time.
Now you've mentioned Real Madrid. Let's talk about them.
Real Madrid.
Yes.
They've won the
league 31 times.
31 times, and they
have the backing of the president of the federation.
Why?
And also the president of Spain.
Why wouldn't they have the backing of the president after winning 31 times and doing the country proud? Their stadium is always packed full.
Yes.
They have the supporter of this. They have supporters all over the world, and when they are playing, the stadium is packed full.
And they have galaxies.
Stars. I mean, why won't you support that kind of team? What do you think? Do you think it's to their advantage or to their disadvantage, them not keeping their players intact and not letting go?
Well, if you look at it from economic aspect of it, it's to their advantage. Because if you sell a player, you can buy a player for 500,000 euros and you sell him for 24 million euros.
It's good investment, yes.
But when you're not delivering, or maybe when you're not winning the leagues or the titles that the fans are paying for, because they pay for the ticket to enter the stadium and watch the game, they buy your souvenirs, and when they're not getting anything, then you're not moving on.
Oh. But anyway, we have a typical example in the English Premier League, which Man City buying everybody and buying. Where are they going to put all their players?
It's an investment for the future.
We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
We'll see how the season unfolds. But this season is looking very interesting.
A bit on Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
New coach, new players coming in, and old players going out. What is their chances this season?
Well, I mean, I would say their chances is strong. Like you said, they have an array of galaxy of players, and that's what they are known for. But have they been able to convert that? Jose Mourinho is coming in, although he's not the special one that has won all his league matches so far. He has an amazing
2 Champions League.
I mean, what are we talking about?
With Inter Milan, with FC Porto.
Yeah.
He took Chelsea to semi-final twice on 2 occasions.
He has a fantastic record under his belt.
Yes.
So if he goes there, the fact that there's a swap in players, they are buying players, they are letting go players, it shows that they might win this current La Liga season, and they might win it for the 32nd time. And like you said, the president has they have the backing, they have the support of the president, and they have the support of the entire Spanish league as well, watching them, going out to support. Look at the fact that they even lost. The stadium was packed full. Everybody was there to go and jubilate, knowing that Jose Mourinho, okay, fine, you would win for Barcelona, we'll bring you over to Real Madrid. So it's a good sign in the right direction. At the end of the day, it just goes to tell you that nothing is constant. Change is the only thing that is constant, and you just have to change.
Healthy rivalry in football is sometimes mistaken for hooliganism or fanaticism. Real Madrid FC and FC Barcelona is still our focus today. We'll be right back.
In Madrid, a storm is brewing, and it's not surprising. For Real supporters, today is unlike any other day. A match against Barcelona is always a big event. The first confrontation of the third millennium, already marked by the Figo affair, takes on even more importance than usual. Real has the possibility of definitively outstripping its great rival in the race for the Spanish championship, La Liga, a title it has been without for 3 years. This seems an eternity for the people of Madrid.
Good afternoon. It's exactly 3 o'clock, only 6 hours before the start of the big match.
Un rótulo pero de localización, no un faldón, ¿vale?
Este partido lo vamos a ganar.
En el corazón de la capital de España. In the heart of the Spanish capital, there are thousands of supporters around the stadium, waiting with their flags, their scarves.
5-0 para el Real Madrid, 5-0.
De la noche, el momento
para Barcelona. Rellenar el Valle de Barcelona, porque somos merengue, desde que hemos nacido hasta que moramos.
Madrid, Madrid, chulería, Barça, las precisas, para que lo sepas.
Buena manita.
Que esté en Ibiza, que esté en Cataluña, me da lo mismo. Soy del Real Madrid en Ibiza y en Cataluña.
Que sea importante, esto es lo más grande que hay en el mundo. Esto es lo más grande, este partido.
Que lleva a España por el mundo entero, ¿eh? Llévalo hasta el Japón, y hasta la luna la lleva al Real Madrid.
De Figo, 10.000 millones muy bien pagados.
Y veo los partidos Barça-Madrid y defiendo a mis colores, defiendo al Barça, y mi partido concretamente es del Madrid.
Del Barça y no me toca callar.
Sí, porque hay mucha rivalidad, porque claro, no tienen la misma lengua que nosotros, y entonces ahí está la diferencia. Ahí está la diferencia.
The Catalan television presenter's job is not an easy one. The Real Madrid-Barcelona rivalry goes way beyond a simple question of sport. In fact, this rivalry contains the whole of contemporary Spanish history in a nutshell, encapsulating a century of cultural, ideological and political antagonism. 3 hours before the start of the match, Florentino Perez, the new president of Real Madrid, tries to reach the stadium. Since his arrival at the head of the club, Perez has had one objective: to make Real the greatest club in the world. To achieve this, he has recruited the best. After Figo came Zidane in 2001 and Ronaldo in 2002. He has played his hand brilliantly, making prestigious transfer deals costing nearly $150 million.
There's a huge rivalry. The first Barca-Madrid match took place in 1902, nearly 100 years ago now. It's an old battle which goes way back. There's nothing new about it. It's always been a case of rivalry between two major towns for supremacy, to prove which is the most important town in Spain, the most modern, the one with the best football team. The matches have perhaps been a pretext, making it possible to fight to be the best, to be not the only team, but the best of the two. And it's for that reason that historically the confrontations have been very hard, although rarely violent. And I believe that's important, very rarely violent. The confrontations have been, above all, on the pitch, for the result to have the best players, to know who is the star of the moment. That's why history never ends. Each year we live this match as if it were the most important in history. But we lived last year's match as if it were the most important in history too, and so on, every year.
If 1974 was to witness the resurrection of Barca, it would also mark Spanish history for reasons which had nothing to do with football. Francisco Franco, the man who'd governed the country for nearly 40 years with an iron rod, named Juan Carlos de Bourbon as his successor. It gave the country a glimmer of hope for a democratic future. Franco had committed himself to serving his country for as long as God would give him strength, and a year later, on the 20th of November, 1975, he died.
Juro por Dios y sobre los santos evangelios cumplir y hacer cumplir las leyes fundamentales del reino y guardar lealtad a los principios que informan el movimiento nacional.
Juan Carlos arrived, and with him democracy. It enabled Catalonia to finally obtain the cultural, political and economic autonomy it had dreamed of. A new era began, symbolized by the city's hosting of the 1992 Olympic Games. If Real, led by Emilio Butragueño, had left its mark on the 1980s, winning the championship 5 times in a row between 1986 and 1990, the following decade, would see a Barca domination. In 1992, Barcelona, led by Johan Cruyff, inflicted a new 5-0 defeat on Real in front of a 120,000-strong cheering crowd. This match would pretty much symbolize that period for the club. Neither Johan Cruyff nor the Catalan people will ever forget the 20th of May 1992, Wembley Stadium, the final against Sampdoria of Genoa, and at long last the trophy they had so coveted, the only one they had yet to win, the European Champions Cup.
Ciutadans de Catalunya, ja la tenim aquí! Visca, oh! I visca!
But while Barca had won its first and only European Cup, in spring 2002, Fernando Hierro, Real's captain and figurehead, brought the European Champions Cup back to Madrid for the 9th time. It was a fitting way to celebrate the club's 100th anniversary.
Welcome back. Football has been playing a major role in our society and all over the world to foster unity, as we have seen in the life of the Spaniards. And it will continue to play its role as long as we all embrace healthy rivalry in the game of football. Messi, Real Madrid and Barcelona, they have fans that can be seen as gangsters or extremists or fanatics.
I'd just like to say this. I think football has a spirit that controls you. That's why you have couples fight when their teams are playing. That's why you have children banter. You have youths. I mean, you go to pubs, they are playing football. You have people breaking bottles, they get drunk. So I'll say football on its own has its own spirit that controls fans. So in terms of gangsterism, is your level of control as a human being that would matter. Real Madrid have won 31 times. And Barcelona has won only 20 times. Which is going to show that there's serious rivalry. Why should Real Madrid win for 31 times? Why should they win the 32nd time this season? Why can't Barcelona win the 21st and get at least the margin is not so different and narrow the gap? So you see that there will be serious contenders amongst fans, amongst supporters, and you would see all of that playing out in the lives of fans, in the lives of supporters, even people that go to the stadium to watch. Even the recently concluded World Cup, you know, some people were sent back home because they are thugs, they are football thugs. These are fanatics. They go everywhere they play football. It doesn't matter where they get the money, is what I can't understand. And you need to see this season ticket, people start buying it way in advance. Then when the match starts, you start seeing it being auctioned on eBay, and people are buying it for hundreds of dollars, hundreds of euros. And you now see how people are so fanatical about and passionate about football. It's been around for so long. And the La Liga, the league, has been around for such a very long time. So at the end of the day, you now see that the rivalry cannot be taken out of football, because you want to see your team win, and once your team doesn't win, you have something to say, and there you have argument, you have people having high blood pressure. So you see people with high blood pressure, they'll just tell you don't go near soccer, because where you're shouting for goals and trying to say score, your blood pressure is going high and your sugar level is pumping up. So all of those things has to just show that football on its own has its own spirit. And La Liga has been around from 1929. 1929 is such a long time. Yes. So on its own, it will have a massive followers. Massive followers. So we should just you can't take it away. Gangsterism, hooliganism, whatever it is, it's part and parcel of football.